Ladies and gentlemen, likers and subscribers, hobbyists, model makers, nerds of all kinds, welcome. I'm the Glue and Paper Guy. I recently finished this marvelous little kit and was so stunned by the result that I changed my agenda, changed what I wanted to do, and decided that I needed to talk about the designer of this kit and several others. A gentleman by the name of Ron Cadillo designed this marvelous little space pod, which we'll have more detailed photos of later. And when I built it, I was astounded by the fit, the finish, the ease. Ron is a CAD guy all his life. He's been building paper models since he was a kid. The story I remember in talking to him was his rendition of the Johnny Quest airplane in construction paper. Ron went on from there to do all kinds of different CAD things and other interesting things that have to do with CAD. He has drawn 3 patterns that are particularly important to me. This one, he's also done an excellent rendition of the original series Star Trek Bridge for Enterprise. He has done one of the finest paper kits of the Enterprise that I have ever seen, including an internal structure which actually prevents the pylons from sagging. That pylon design was borrowed by another artist that I am humbled by. I referred to him earlier. He's done the Space Pod, he's done the Discovery, he's done a series of beautiful models in extremely high detail. Ron has spoken with the gentleman. His name is Uhu, U-H-U. Pretty much all he knows. That was correspondence by email. Uhu borrowed Ron's design when Uhu did the J.J. Abrams Enterprise. So the remainder of this video will focus on Ron's work. We'll show his patterns. And I'm going to brag. I've got a bunch of slides of this little guy and its features and how I did it. So let's take a look. Ron currently lives in Iowa. He has made paper models of some of the robots that he's seen or worked with. When he was younger, he worked to support these marvelous ID card machines that you see here. A model like that was presented to the manufacturer. They used it in their lobby and apparently made a lot of sales. They traded him a PC so he could do more CAD stuff. I like Ron's SpongeBob. It's better than any other SpongeBob I've ever seen. You can tell that Ron will apply paper to almost anything. This little decoration was for an event that his daughter did. Ron is currently exploring Fusion 360. It's a 3D rendering program. This is a rendering of the equipment that he worked on in the Air Force. He rendered this stuff and ultimately created the pattern as you're about to see. There she is. Force perspective and all. I love that thing. I thought I might kill 2 birds with 1 stone. This is the Lower Hudson Valley paper model e-gift shop, obviously. Excellent source of paper model kits. I got my very first one from this site. 2 of Ron's patterns are published here. I will post a link. That's my rocket park. I was honored recently by Jon Leslie, the gentleman who runs the site. He posted my rocket park up here. He also linked to this channel as a challenge for me to do more content as much as anything else. I was humbled by the gift of my stuff being published on a site that's so important to me, and he turned it around on me. If you like what you get from this site, take the time. Give Jon a few dollars. Usual stuff is here. There's a gallery of the work that others have done. There's also a area where you can download. Jon's broken things up into pretty simple areas. Enterprise and the bridge model are found in the sci-fi section. If you scroll down, you see there's also a some Klingon stuff and some Star Wars stuff and some Galactica stuff and some other Star Trek stuff. There's Enterprise. Links through to the kit. Links through to the instructions. We'll see all of this in just a very short moment. One of the stellar things about Ron's work is the level of detail his instructions hold. He told me that he did these views by hand. That's not drawn in a 3D program and then rotated. He developed each of those by hand. The bridge is here as well. We're not going to download it. That link takes you to the download, and there's some pictures of the model. Go visit the e-gift shop. Give Jon a few dollars. It's worth your time. There's a lot of fascinating stuff to build here. Ron's bridge. Every inch of that is paper, no detail missed. It looks exactly like the styrene kit. The exterior walls are included to give it depth and dimension. Look at the pattern. Every page laid out perfectly. No console missed. I think if I looked at this thing on screen, I would be able to line it up precisely. There's the doors. There's the railings. The consoles just beg to be lit. The chairs are amazing. I can't wait to build a chair. That's going to be fun. This thing wants to be about twice the size, full of lights. This is Ron's rendition of Enterprise. Looks like it came out of a box. Look how square those pylons are. A gentleman put that against a background for him in Photoshop. There is the directions. These things read like a novel. No thing missed. You don't need lights for those bus art collectors. All of these parts will be familiar to anybody who built an AMT Enterprise in the 18-inch edition. The color is correct to the Smithsonian's work. It probably doesn't come through well on screen here, but it sure does when I hold the pattern in my hand. Probably won't be, I'm not going to try and light this thing because I'm going to build it the same size he built it. The structure is attended to very carefully. You can see that the pylon actually mounts inside. He didn't bother to recess the vents in the nacelles. This is a trick I like. He's lined up his patterns so that you can see both sides. Here's the meat of the matter. This is what got me here in the first place. That is Ron's pattern of the Lost in Space space pod. You can see that he built a jig for the legs so you can mount them correctly. This thing is a greebly beast. Those are all of my scraps. Pattern is the same care and precision as Enterprise or the bridge. Pieces perfect, easy to cut. Every piece of this kit is self-documented. You see there a beautiful rendition of the sides. Well, there you go. That's how it looks when it's done, at least in my piece. I had some spare Sculpey, so I put that base under it. The base itself is made out of matte board. That's Ron's graphic with the Lost in Space. I love that back end and the way I put the door in there. You can see the craters here a little bit better. You can see the greeblies that run across the top. It's all Ron's design with my own interpretation. The attitude jets are not supposed to be that way. They ended up being equal parts toothpick, styrene, paint, and patience. There's the base. It was just magical. The Sculpey cuts like resin. Anybody who's done a resin kit will find it very familiar when they're trying to clean it up. It had some raw edges when I did it. Those are Q-tip pieces. Those are toothpicks in the front there. I increased the depth of the phased array radar and added the needles. The needles came from the same bunch of toothpicks. You see some copper wire there. Again, with the toothpicks, I get my hydraulics by wrapping copy paper. I had to put the straps on there to make it look a little better. The straps on the tank, I screwed up, so the buckles I put in there. You may have noticed a little paint spot where I missed. I learned later I could have recessed those dark spots. Don't look at this. That is not electronics the way it should be done. There's the lighting. I love the way the thing's lit. Man, I got a kick out of that. That was just absolutely spurious.